Okay, listen, pay attention, Africa. The Nigerian government, this message is for you. You are doing everything possible to make what is happening in your country, Nigeria, look like ethnic motivated action. We know what you are doing. We know what you are doing. First, you allowed a Yoruba judge to sentence an Igbo man. That is to make the Igbos see it as a war of the South. And now you have made such a man to be sent to a prison in the far north in Sokoto to make the Igbo man think, oh, it is a war of Nigeria against their ethnic extraction. We know what you are doing, but you are not wise. You see, our people have a proverb in Burkina Faso, and we have a proverb in Ethiopia. Do you know what it says? It says, when you strike a cutlass on the grass and a snake rises, do not be surprised. You are the one that caught for it. You are unintentionally or intentionally, consciously or unconsciously igniting an ethnic violence in your country. Let me teach you what you don't know from history, because I like informing the present using the past, because it is the past we use to inform the future. Let me teach you what your predecessors did that you don't know, because your predecessors were wiser than you. You see, Nnamdi Kanu is not the first to be jailed in Nigeria. No, it's not. It's just the magnitude of the jailing is what we are looking at. Abafemi Awolowo, one time the Western Premier, a man in a higher magnitude for the West, a Yoruba man, was sentenced to 10 years in jail with hard labor. Why? For treasonable felony. It was alleged that he wanted to overthrow the government of Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, whose ceremonial head was Nnamdi Azikiwe. Two key figures from the north and from the southeast. He was alleged to be importing weapons from Ghana that they will use to overthrow the government of Tafawa Balewa and that of Nnamdi Azikiwe. So he was jailed for 10 years in prison with hard labor. But see what the government did. The government is sensitive. The government of that day knew that Nigeria is a fragile nation. What did they do? They made sure that the judge who sentenced him was not an Igbo man, was not a Hausa man, was not a Fulani man. They made sure it was his own kinsman. Abeokuta, Ogun State, that is where he's from. Justice Soyinde Akinteye was his kinsman, so that they will make it look so neutral to avoid escalating ethnic tension. Guess what? They did not jail him in the north, because Tafawa Balewa is a northerner. It will be seen and it will provoke ethnic tension. They did not send him to the east, because Nnamdi Azikiwe was a easterner. It will provoke ethnic extraction. The Yorubas will not like it in Nigeria. So what happened? They jailed him to a neutral place, Calabar. They sent him to Calabar before August 2nd, 1966, when he was given a state pardon from Yakubu Gowon. That is how sensitive the government was. They understood the nature of the country, and they wanted to keep the country in one piece. So they played wise. But you are not playing wise. You are not playing wise. You want the people to fight themselves. Let me give you another example into history. The coup plotters were never sent to a region where it will look like an ethnic optic. The government did that to avoid optic of revenge, ethnic retaliation, and to open regional wounds. Nzogo was never sent to the far north. He was never sent to the far west. He was sent to a region where his safety can be guaranteed, and where it will not look as if it is ethnic motivated action. He was sent to Abia prison. Many of them, MKO Abiola was never sent to a region where can be motivated ethnic attention. No. But because you know what you are doing, you want the Nigerian people to lose focus. You want them to stop pointing a finger at the irresponsibility of the government and start fighting themselves. You are doing everything possible to make it look as if it's an ethnic motivated action. I wish Nigerians are wiser than you. We are in a time when we are fighting for African liberation, and you are making sure that our African brothers and sisters in that place do not unite. You do everything possible possible to divide them. This is Machiavellian manipulation and gumbo diplomacy that you learned from your masters. You learned it from your masters, the colonial masters, and you are implementing it in Nigeria. Look at how Awolowo was treated. That is how a government that cares about the unity of the nation works with. Look at how Zogo and the coup plotters was treated. Despite their actions, they were still mindful of what the people would think. But in your own, let things fall apart and let the center not be whole. I tell you again, our people in Burkina Faso, our people in Ethiopia said that when you strike the grass with a cutlass, do not be surprised when the snake rises. You are playing a game. But we are a century ahead of you. Wisdom Africa is the principal thing. Nigerian people, you need to be wiser. Be ahead of them. Be ahead of them. This is an institutional problem. They are trying to play you. They are trying to play you. But be wiser than them. Wisdom Africa, the principal thing